Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Tokyo Tropic Turtles Draft Glory franchise mode here in MLB The Show 24. So in last episode, we got through another entire offseason and rest of the season simulation, and our team has already actually won its first game in franchise history coming early in the season, which is kind of a surprise. So we are now currently 1-8 going into the season at the moment. But you can see we had our first win, which was against the Boston Red Sox, a nice 1-0 win. Tom Koo got credited with the win, but Parker Iwamura started that game. So it was a combination of both of our top prospects, which is awesome. And we're starting to build up a pretty decent pool of players, I would say. As you can see, these are all the guys that we have drafted now up to this point in time, and hopefully we continue to grow them well enough that they can make it to the MLB at some stage, because I think we've been doing pretty well in these drafts. There has been some weaker ones, obviously, but I think we've built up a decent prospect pool for where we currently are at. Hopefully, once again, we could get some more good prospects just to keep building that prospect pool up, because obviously, if these draft classes don't generate enough Asian talents, or if they don't generate enough talent in areas we need, it's going to be very tough for us to start building up in those areas. So hopefully, we continue to do that, and yeah, just build up a good enough team sooner rather than later. I know it's going to probably take a while still at this point before we start to actually win a decent chunk of games, because that one win could only be our only win we get this season, because for our first 5 years we didn't get a single win. This season we already have one win, so is there a chance we win multiple games this season? There's definitely a chance, but I don't think our team's going to hit double-digit wins for quite a while still at this point. So hopefully we could get there within the next number of years once we get more guys out of our prospect pool to the major league level, because obviously we have guys like Brian Chu, we have Stan Nguyen and stuff getting closer to being MLB ready, which is exciting. So hopefully those guys continue to get growth, and obviously, like I said, hopefully we just get more good prospects to keep making sure our depth is good enough, because obviously if that depth falls off and stuff like that, it's going to be a tough time for our team to be able to actually get ourselves to being a good team in the MLB. Like, we could be an okay MLB team, but obviously getting to the playoffs, that's going to be our biggest problem that we're going to have, is making that playoffs, and that's probably going to take us still quite a while at this stage. But anyways, let's get in your guys' comments now and see what you guys have to say about last episode, and then we'll get into scouting up until the upcoming draft, and hopefully we could find some good prospects in this scouting stage, I should say. So our first comment is from Jules V350, who says, what do you think about being able to trade for Asian players that get drafted to other teams just so you could complete a roster faster? And not at the moment, I would say, but maybe down the road I would lean towards doing that. It depends on, I guess, at the stage of this roster by like year 25, 30 or something like that. If we're still finding ways not to make the playoffs and all that stuff by then maybe we could change up the rules of the series. But for right now, I do only like to just draft players instead. But I do understand why some of you guys are suggesting stuff like that, because obviously it is definitely taking us a while to build up this roster, and who knows how long it will take to actually have a full roster in the MLB that's actually winning games and all that type of thing. The next comment is from Nick Buckerburns OC, who says, minor league stock watch, +5, Hiroyushi Yamada gets the +5 because he deserves it considering they lowered his already bad potential. +3, Charles Nomo, Robert Yabu, Eric Yamamoto, Walter Cho, David Sasaki, Kevin Sato, David Na, and Leonard Sato. +1, Yamazaki, Yokoyama, Taguchi, Yamashita, Lee, Young, Nguyen, and Matsui. Nobody on the -1. -3, Russell Yang, and nobody on -5. So that's what he gave for some suggestions for the basically the upgrades and downgrades. However, we did also get a comment from Dylan Burrows that gives up some suggestions. So basically what I did was I averaged out what they were saying. A lot of what they were saying is actually the same as each other, so that's good. However, some of them had, like, say, +3, some of them had +5, so I did a +4 instead, so that way it just made it a little bit more even. But let's get into what Dylan was saying. He says +5 Yabu, +3 Nomo, -1 Park, -1 Seo, +1 Yamamoto, +3 for Cho, incredible season, maybe even a +5. Yamashita +1, Lee +1, great first season at AAA. Sasaki +3, 75 RBIs is nuts. +5, 290 is wild, that MLB level average for Sato. That's for the batter, Sato, not for the reliever. +1 for Jung, +1 for Nguyen, +3 for Na. +3 for Leonard Sato for a great season out of the pen. +3 for Yamada, under 3 ERA is amazing. And +1 for Chung, nothing crazy, but still a good season, solid season. So, like I said, I basically averaged it out between the two guys' comments, because they're usually the guys that give me suggestions for those type of things. So There was no change to our MLB prospects that are in the MLB right now, but if we go down to, I believe it was, I think a couple guys changed potential, but I can't remember exactly who. Leonard Sato still has C potential, but he's getting close to B potential range, which is nice, if I remember right. Tom Lee is still C potential, but I believe he's also getting close to that range. Tom Koo maybe as well, if I remember right. I don't know exactly, but there was, I think, a couple prospects that changed potentials. It wasn't Yamada. Wasn't Chung for sure because he's already A potential. Who was it that changed potential? We have so many prospects it's hard to remember. I could actually scroll through it like this, I guess. That makes it a little bit easier. Oh yeah, Robert Yabu went up to a C potential, so at least he's not D potential anymore. Or no, actually, yeah, wait, yeah, he went up in potential. Somebody that went down in potential was Russell Yang. We have too much guys with last names that start with a Y, so it's hard to remember who's who. But yeah, Russell Yang dropped from a B potential to a C potential because he has not been good in AAA or AA, or actually just AA in general. So hopefully he finds a way to get back up to B potential. But yeah, Russell Yang isn't looking too good so far at this stage. And I think that was it. Yeah, that was the only ones I guess that changed potential. I thought there was more than that, but some of them are getting close to changing potential. Some of them are close to dropping off in potential. But yeah, it should be exciting to see what ends up happening the rest of the way. So there's that. And yeah, let's get into scouting out the upcoming draft class a bit and see if we can actually find some good players. So I guess we'll do the same method as we did last year, which I don't remember if I have it written down. Oh yeah, I do have it written down. So Davis was assigned for 2 weeks per region in the infield. But there wasn't a lot of infielders in this draft. I believe it was like outfielders more. So let's see. So yeah, we could put discover new prospects, and actually it wasn't this. Yeah, we could go discover new prospects. Yeah, why not? We'll start probably on infield with him. Yeah, infield, and we'll go 2 weeks per region. We'll start in international as well. So he will change once again like he was doing last season. And then Holcomb and Cherry are individual players. Holcomb's individual position, which I think there was more position players in this draft. Actually, no, there was a lot of relievers, so I guess we'll put Cherry to do some relief pitchers right now. So let's look at the relievers, because I think... Actually, let's just go all in general and see if there was a higher up starter pitcher, because I think most of them are relievers that were good for Asian talent. Hopefully I can remember all the names off the top of my head. Also, sorry if you guys got comments in after Saturday, technically. It's just I'm pre-recording this because I'm going to be a little bit busy the day I normally record this, so I apologize about that. Oh, there is a starter. Yeah, Vincent Tan was definitely one guy I wanted to scout out for sure. So Vincent Tan will get scouted out. And then Alicia Holcomb will be scouting out a positional player, which I guess would probably be the first one. Would probably be an outfielder if I remember right, because I think there was not a lot of good positional players. There might have been one, which was there was one on first base. It was Theodore Lee. That's right. Yeah, so we'll get Theodore Lee scouted out a little bit longer again. I think I did draft him, if I remember right, a few episodes back, but he didn't sign with us. So obviously he's kind of an important person to maybe draft again. So let's get through this and see what these guys are looking like, and hopefully we find some good prospects this year in the draft class, because obviously it would hurt us if we don't have a lot of good draft classes ahead of us. So Austin Choi's been injured with some shoulder soreness. At least it's only a day or two. Let's just go auto on that, but that is one of our prospects. And Yabu is back, which is nice, so we'll go auto utilize for a second, and I'll just make sure he is in the lineup, which I believe he was in AA? Yeah, he was in AA. Okay. I had to double check on that, because obviously it's important to have him in the lineup. Richard Chen is currently on the bench, which I could honestly send Chen probably down to single A. Because he is a pretty low overall. You know what? I'm going to send Richard Chen to single A. I think that's probably a good move for our team to do, just so that way he gets actually some growth without playing, because he is a very low overall still. So I am going to move him to Class A for the time being. And that should be good enough. If they need another roster player, maybe I'll just keep him there. But for right now, that's going to stay the same. Let me go to scouting here. And yeah, Vincent Tan's looking pretty solid, actually. We already got him 100% scouted. He actually looks at least a B potential. So Vincent Tan might be a high up thing on our list. We don't really need starting pitchers too much, but he is pretty good. Let's see. Who is the next closest best Asian pitcher that we could scout out? Who is the next closest? I don't think there was a ton of prospects that we could draft this year, but I think it's more than last year at least. At least I would hope so. Who is the next best Asian? Fletcher Kim isn't one. Even though that is technically an Asian last name, he doesn't look Asian descent, so I would say he's not Asian. Oh yeah, there's Michael Hinoyo as an outfielder. I definitely want to scout out him for sure, but not with this scout, because this scout's going to be doing the pitchers. Who else do we got here? It's hard to remember all these friggin' names to scout out. And like a lot of the players in our teams are starting to get similar last names and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, are you serious? Well, I don't think I saw this last episode, so he must be one guy that we just recently discovered. But Louie, he's not Asian unfortunately, but we've seen a Lee, and now we've seen a Louie. So that's kind of hilarious. That is kind of hilarious. Okay, what else we got here? Ibarra isn't. Oh, Nakamura. There's one. Nakamura. And Theodore Lee's 80% scouted. Oh, yeah, he's not super high overall rise or potential-wise, but he might have a good starting overall, so he might be decent, but obviously not really a first-round pick territory player. Let's go one more week, and then we will change up the guy that's changing regions. Hey, we actually won our second game of the season. I'm surprised we're actually winning multiple games this year. That's really, really impressive. Let's go auto on that and put Choi into the lineup again. I don't remember what position Choi plays, to be honest. Oh, he's already been put in. Perfect. That's good. But the fact that we already have 2 wins on the season is pretty nice. That one was coming from Andrew Perez, who's not even a friggin' high overall player because he's not a guy that I actually drafted. He's one of the stopgap players, so I don't know who started that game. But I don't think that guy was actually a starter. I think he's a reliever. Yabu's been injured again. Let's go auto on that. Philip Chung has sustained an injury, pulled back muscle. So a lot of our top prospects are starting to get injured, which is not ideal. Let me just make sure they're back into their normal spots that they should be. So Chung should be a closer. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, good on that front. Let's just make sure Yabu's back in as well. Yep, Yabu is back in. Okay, perfect. Good on that front. Scouting wise, what do we got here? So Theodore Lee is 100% scouted. He's gonna have a good overall to start potentially, and have good contact hitting in the future. Like even if he's only a C potential player, he could be pretty useful, and we could draft him again. So Theodore Lee is an exciting player, but I don't think I would take him really early on for sure. Let's change out him with that right fielder that I was seeing earlier, which is currently Michael Hinoyo, and we will see. Let's go edit scouting assignment. We will change this to West infield for 2 weeks. I do want to take a look though for a second if there was any new prospects we discovered. No, apparently not. Unless I go from here. Oh, view prospect list. No, I guess there wasn't. Oh no, this is only on right field. That's where it's like that. Can't draft those guys. 2 shortstops, 2 really potentially good shortstops, or at least 1 really good one, but obviously they're not Asian talents, so we cannot draft them. Let's go another week and see if we can win more than 2 games. I'm impressed that we got 2 wins though. Chung's been injured again, forearm tightness this time. Let's go auto on that. Not great that he's battling with injuries, but at least they're like day-to-day ones. Nakamura is almost 100% scouted. He's okay as a reliever, a little bit low overall wise, but he should be like between a D and a B potential. So it could be more bullpen help, but ooh, Michael Hinoyo's looking okay so far. He could be still a very big project player, but also not a good one. Who knows? Let's change out this guy and see what else we got for some Asians. I feel like this draft class is definitely not good again, but it's better probably than last year's draft. As long as we're able to actually draft with every single one of our picks, that would be better than last year, because last year's draft, oh my goodness, only having like 3 selections really is going to hurt us a little bit here. Let's see, what else we got? I know there was more of them if I remember right, especially in the relief pitcher department. Oh, there was Louis, so now we're almost around where we were before. Who else do we got to scout out? I don't know why there's like a lack of agents. Hey, there's another guy to definitely scout out with infielders. Tadahito Taguchi for a catcher. Got to remember that when we change the other guy out. Oh, Yamamoto. Let's get him scouted out. We'll keep Panoyo for now, but then we'll obviously change him over next week if he's close to 100% scouted. Okay. Let's go auto-utilize for a second on Chung, and let me just make sure he is back in the right spot again. Okay, perfect. He is. Oh, apparently Iwamura and Jung are both hot right now in the MLB, which is kind of crazy that they're on hot streaks in the MLB with the record we have. So they must be doing well. I'm excited to see their stats at the end of this episode. You guys might have already seen, but I haven't been paying attention to it. Akio Yamamoto as a reliever is not too bad. He is already 22, but he's going to be a low overall for a 22-year-old, but has like a C to a B potential. Does have good hits per 9, probably. Yeah, he's not bad. I wouldn't say he's insane, obviously, but he's decent. Let's change out him, and let's go to the late stages of this part again. I have to scroll through so many names. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Alright, so once we see Louie, we know we've been past that point. At least, yeah, there's Louie. And there was another guy as well that I remember. Oh, yeah, Ibarra. Once we pass him as well, we're pretty much in fair game. Yeah, we know about Taguchi because we had to scout out him with the other guy. Who else is there? Oh, Boris Hayashi. He's not looking insane, though. I'm going to leave Boris Hayashi for now. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, Wanyang Chang. We'll get Wanyang Chang scouted out because he's 18. And Hanoyo is not fully scouted yet. He's 75% scouted. He actually could be okay, too. So let's get him scouted out a little bit longer. And we are going to change this guy over to the Central now. And he will scout out for a couple weeks. Did he discover anybody new? No. Doesn't look like it. Oh, man. Yeah, these draft classes aren't really working the best as of late. Alright, let's go through this. See, can we win another game this season? Auto on Hubbard because he doesn't matter. No wins this week. We're 2-39. Can this team hit 5 wins? Probably not, but it would be interesting. So Hanoyo is looking alright. He's good, really good speed and stealing out of the gate, according to our scouts. His contact hitting could be pretty decent in the future, like average. His vision and discipline isn't super bad, but he's not the best player for sure in the world. But still, if we need outfielding prospects, he's okay. So let's change out him now for that catcher that we were looking at here, which was Tadahito Taguchi, because we totally need another Taguchi in our lineup, because we already have like one, I think. We have like so many guys with the same last name, it's kind of funny. No wins that week, that's okay. 2-46. Wanyang Chang is looking alright, but he's maybe going to be a C potential, maybe lower than that. Yeah, he could be decent-ish. Like, he's kind of like an average relief pitcher with really good arm strength. So, Wanyang Chang, let's change you out. Let's go to the backstage of this draft, actually, too. So, let's add Irabu. Even though Irabu, I think last time we scouted him out, he wasn't really good. Let's get him scouted a little bit longer. And Tadahito Taguchi's looking okay so far, but we don't really need catchers, which is the only thing. But we'll get him scouted out still a little bit longer, because we already do have like Yamazaki and Nomo for catchers, so I don't really know how much catchers we really need. But 2-52 now on the season. And let's change out this scout for East, I guess, for these next 2 weeks. So Irabu is going to have a solid overall, but his potential is not going to be good. So JC Irabu is a second closer behind Chung. Might be actually an okay option. It looks like his hits per 9, his strikeouts per 9 are decent. Like, a lot of his hitting related stats are decent-ish. So, yeah, Jason Irabu could be somebody I definitely draft, but he is still projected to go not rated, so he might disappear from the draft class again, which hopefully not, because I think he would be useful as even a 72, 73 overall with 73 potential. So, alright. So let's replace him and go to the back of this list again, see if there's anybody else we're scouting out here. But yeah, these draft classes definitely are starting to drop off in terms of Asian talent. Like some of you guys were mentioning in the early stages of this. There's still Darren Hoffman, but I don't really know if I would take him. What else we got here? I think there was a couple other pitchers, if I remember right. It's not even been that long since I recorded the last episode, yet I'm forgetting completely who was in this draft class. Oh my goodness. No. What else we got here? Spencer Cato, but second base. Tommy Wong, I guess we could add him to the relief pitcher scouting. Okay, and then we'll keep on getting Taguchi scouted out because he's actually looking not too bad either. His stats don't say he's going to be that insane of a guy, but who knows? Maybe we'll still draft him just to give us more depth. Because depth is always a good thing, but at least like that way, if we end up losing Nomo or Yamazaki at some point, we have another catcher. So, all right, another week done. Let's see. We discovered 2 more new infielding prospects. Let's take a look at those guys here first. Not guys I could draft. Gerald Smith is from New York, and Arlo Salinas is from Pennsylvania, and he's definitely not Asian. Damn. All right, so Tadahito Taguchi is fully scouted. He's all right. He's not insane, but he could be an okay prospect in terms of potential. So I'm going to change out him. Okay, let's see who else we could scout out here. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if there's going to be any much more to scout out here. Oh yeah, there was that Ken Fong guy or whatever that you guys were saying before for last year's draft. We'll add him again to this, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, Ken Fong. We'll add him to this. Get him scouted out again. And hopefully he's actually draft eligible this year. He doesn't drop out of the draft class, because that'd be kind of annoying. One more week and then we change out that scout's location again. But this time we changed to outfielders, I think. William Chung's been injured. Let's go auto on that. He should be back soon enough. Winkler, doesn't matter about him. We do not care about trades because we are not making trades in the series. But I appreciate it. Tommy Wong's looking okay as a relief pitcher as well. So at least there's some relievers to build up our bullpen more. But yeah, Tommy Wong's okay. He's going to have probably a low to a solid overall, but maybe not the highest ceiling in the world. But he is 50% interested now, so he might be somebody we just have to take at this draft. Ken Fong is still not rated, unfortunately, which means there's a chance that he might not even go in the draft, but hopefully he does. We are going to change out the relief pitcher and Wong. Let's check the back of this list again and see if there's anybody else we could scout out in terms of pitching. Yeah, this draft class isn't the best either. I'm really hoping there's a draft one of these days that just like completely blows us by surprise. Like really good in terms of Asian talent and maybe a generational guy too. That would be really, really nice. And that would definitely set us on the right path, at least for the future. Spencer Cato could still get maybe scouted out for the other guy. Is there any other Asian pitchers here? There was that one guy that we decided to bypass that we could scout out longer. Oh, Jeff Ishii as a catcher could get scouted out, but I don't know if he's worth scouting out. What else we got here? Wow, yeah, this is not a good class. Oh, man. I wish there was a thing that I could turn up draft quality a little bit. But oh well. Alan Sasaki is a second baseman. Ooh. Okay, I got to get him scouted out for sure. Second baseman Sasaki. Got to remember that. And Kim's not looking the best, to be honest, but let's get him scouted out anyways, just for fun. And we will go to that second baseman I just saw in Sasaki. Just because we need another Sasaki on the team. And let's change out this to, I think it was outfield now, right? Yeah, outfield that we're going to go to now. So let's go outfield international and see if we can find some good Asian outfielders or something. Well, we still have time. Hey, there's our second win, our third win on the season. So we're now up to 3 wins on the year. Let me just make sure Chung is in the lineup. Let's see. Chung in the lineup. Or was he not ever in the lineup? I don't think he ever was. Oh no, Philip Nishi was in for him, so Nishi goes out. Chung will go back in because Chung, I think, has the better potential anyways. And we'll let Nishi play against lefties, I guess. Yeah, we'll let Nishi play against lefties and Chung play against righties. I don't really care too much, as long as they're getting some playing time. Alright, let's go to the end of this week. Leonard Sato's been injured. Let's just go auto on that for now. That kind of sucks, though. He is back. Let's go auto utilize and make sure he's back in the lineup. I don't remember if he's in the MLB this season. I think he is, right? Let me just go to roster here. I don't really care about this. I want to go to relievers. Yeah, he is in the MLB, and he's actually playing very good, I just saw. But I'm going to have to take a look at that in a little bit here. Actually, he's back in. That's good. I have to take a look at that at the end of this episode, those player stats, because I'm excited to see what's been going on. Yokoyama's been injured. Let's go auto on that for now. 3 wins on the season, though. It's pretty impressive. Ooh, Stephen Kim is looking pretty dreadful right now. Like, he actually might be a high overall. Like, he could be a 63, but have, like, 59 potential, which would be really weird. So, yeah, Stephen Kim is pretty rough. Alan Sasaki could be okay, but not really insane either. I'll keep Sasaki getting scouted out, but Kim is definitely going to get changed already because, yeah, he's not looking good. Let's go through the back of this list a little bit here and see if I could find any more players to scout out. But in general, this class is, I'd say, a little bit better than last year, but we are just getting slapped with not finding enough Asian talent yet. But I still believe in this team that eventually one day we'll have like a good full-on roster of Asian talent that maybe could win some games and get into a playoff spot. Any other Asians pitchers? That's what we're looking for here. There's got to be at least like a couple more, right? I know there's that one guy, but I haven't scouted out him yet, so maybe I will have to scout out him. Oh, Koji Yamazaki for third baseman. I got to get him scouted for sure. I almost forgot about him. So Koji Yamazaki, got to remember him. Tom Mann can get scouted out. There you go. And yeah, we'll get Yamazaki scouted out after Sasaki's done. We did discover a new outfielding prospect, and that is just Manuel Fernandez, who's somebody I can't draft. But that's okay. Let's go one more week. So I just got to remember about Koji Yamazaki. Okay. Yokoyama's back. Let's go auto-utilize on that because it should put him back in. Hiroyuki Yamada has sustained an injury. It's a dislocated shoulder. Out for 1 to 2 months. Well, that sucks. That sucks considering he's, like, even though he doesn't have the highest potential in the world, he's a good overall. Let's go auto on that, but that's unfortunate. And Austin Choi also gets a flexor strain. He's only out for a few days, but we're getting slapped with a lot of injuries to our top prospects, which is not what I wanted to see this year. 75% scouted. I don't really know. Tom Mann's looking okay, though. He might be like a C potential, but, in general, not really a fan of this class, I'd say again. Where's that other guy? Where is Yamazaki? Oh, there he is. Koji Yamazaki. We'll get you scouted out. And I will actually... yeah, I'll check this outfielder as well. What outfielder did it find me? Doesn't say any... Oh, that's on third base. That's why. Johnny Pickett from Canada. Okay. Interesting. Let's go edit scouting assignment. We'll change over to West for the outfield. And this is our last week of scouting that we're going to do in this episode. Last week of scouting. Austin Choi is back. We'll probably go auto-utilize on that. No on that. Hey, we win another game. I'm surprised we've won 4 games. And oh, no. You guys are not going to like this, but William Chung has been injured again. He has fractured his hand and he's out for 2 to 3 months. So William Chung has suffered 2 major injuries in his career. I'm a little bit scared about that he could retire young due to his injuries that he's had. But let's go auto on that for now. But man, that's unfortunate for the kid. That's unfortunate. 2 invalid lineups. Let me just make sure the double-A team is set up right. I want to go to lineups. We will go to Mr. Nishi in that spot. Perfect. That should fix that problem, right? Yeah. Apparently Nishi's hot as of late too, so that's at least good that Nishi's going to get the play. But still, Chung, that's really unfortunate. Alright, so 4-81. Let's take an updated look at the scouting guys. Tom Mann, oof. Not looking as good as we were hoping. Yeah, he's definitely one of the lower relievers on my list if he even is in the draft. Yamazaki's still looking okay, though. Like, for potential-wise, but he still could be trash, too. Alright, so let's take a look at all the things we have scouted out up to this point. And then we will obviously make some decisions next episode on who we actually want to potentially pursue in the draft. So, if we look through this, I guess, yeah, we'll look through it like this. Actually, let's go through it the other way, because it is a little bit quicker this way, I think. We'll just look at the scouted progress, so that way I know that there's somebody I scouted out. So Vincent Tan, actually, let's just go through this way. It's a little bit easier. Vincent Tan, I think, has to be our pick. Because he's probably a B to an A potential. Solid overall. Yeah, I'd say Vincent Tan's definitely top priority. After Vincent Tan, the next closest Asian player that we could probably go for in this draft is not for a while. It's Theodore Lee, which Theodore Lee would be a solid second, I guess a good second round pick, because he could be a really good contact hitter. We do need a first baseman because I think was it Russell Yang or is it Yabu? I think it's Yang. Wasn't developing and he wasn't playing good, so Theodore Lee would be a good replacement basically at some stage. So Theodore Lee could definitely be our next pick after that. Should have no problems with him falling to wherever spot. And then what else do we got here for picks after that even? We have Michael Hanoyo. So Michael Hanoyo could be a third round pick selection. Yeah, we might be able to get a decent amount of the players that we want. And we could try and get Hanoyo's interest up a bit higher, because you can see he only has 30% interest right now. If he's somebody that we have to draft, we might as well get his interest up to like try as high as possible. There's Tommy Wong as well as a reliever, who's not looking too bad. He's definitely somebody I would maybe look to tank in a later round pick. Charles Nakamura, same type of boat, just to build up our bullpen even further. But yeah, this draft class doesn't really have as much as I was hoping for positions. There's also Tadahito Taguchi, who could be a decent steal with a C to a B potential. So gives us more depth at catcher maybe if we want to take him. Anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, Boris Hayashi still could get scouted out. If you guys want me to scout him out next week, let me know. Because we do need to still scout out guys for one more week. There's also Akio Yamamoto, who is actually looking pretty solid too. So maybe him as a relief pitcher prospect would be a good thing. Wanyang Chang is okay too. So yeah, we probably will take more relievers in this year's draft than anything else. But I think definitely we have our sights on our first pick being that starting pitcher. And then Koji Yamazaki hasn't been fully scouted yet. I think it's worth pursuing him a little bit longer just to get him fully scouted, because he could play second base or third base. Obviously, he's not looking like the best in the future, but he could still have some potential, at least. We also got Stephen Kim, who's looking like trash. I don't think I would take him, but he could be another relief pitcher prospect. Tom Mann, also not looking the best either, to be honest. Alan Sasaki I would maybe take just because he's maybe got a B potential. But I don't even know if he's going to appear in the draft, because he's not supposed to get drafted. Everybody else is not supposed to get drafted, so some of these guys might completely disappear from the draft again, which sucks, but is what it is. Like Ken Fong, I think, should be in the draft class, but based on the scouts, he's not going to be, so that kind of sucks. Was there anybody else around the stage? I know there's some guys like Ishii we could still scout out, but was there anybody else that I scouted out back this far? Oh yeah, there was the closing pitcher that I feel like I would take that closing pitcher, but we could also scout out Spencer Cato again if we want to. If you guys think it would be a good idea. Yosa. Yeah, I think there's also that closer that's way back here, but I don't know why he's not supposed to get drafted, because to me I would take him. Boom, boom, boom. There's also Darren Hoffman, but he's probably just like a D potential guy. That's why he wasn't in last year's draft class. Jason Urabu, yeah, that's the guy. Like, he's not even supposed to get drafted, but our scouts think he's actually going to be a really good overall of the draft class. But if he's not in the draft class, then we might have to sign him in free agency. And is that allowed, do you think, if I sign this guy in free agency, if he becomes a free agent? Because For some reason, he's not going to be probably in the draft based on that rating. Even though it looks like he's going to be pretty good. As I would really like to have him next to, or behind Chung as a closer. But I don't know if he will be in the draft class or not. So there is that. Final thing we got to do to wrap up this episode is take a look at our stats. So I'm curious on those wins that we had, because we did also have 3 wins in this episode. Let's go back to those wins that we've had. So our second win came against the Washington Nationals by a score of 2-1. I want to take a look at who was pitching in that game. So if we go here, Parker Iwermer started that game once again, pitched 7 innings, and then Perez came in as a reliever and somehow won us the game, even though he's a really low overall. So shout out to Perez and Iwermer setting that up at least. So good to see that again. The next game, Leonard Sato got credited with the win. Leonard Sato, shout out to Sato. Really good relief pitcher. But yeah, Walter Jung actually started that game. And then Pivetta came in for an inning. Fujinami came in for an inning. Tom Koo came in for an inning. And Leonard Sato, like, pretty much was the closer in that game. Nice. Alright, good little team effort there. And in this one against the Angels was Parker Iwermer's first win. So that's awesome to see. He actually got a win. He has been starting a lot of the games that we won. But this one he pitches 6.2 innings, giving up 8 hits. Then Perez came in. Then Tom Koo came in again. And Jonas Strong closed the game out. And we got another victory. So up to 481. Let's take a look at our player stats so far in the MLB. I don't think I'm going to take a look at double and triple A stats yet. Should I? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's take a look first at the lineups here. Actually, yeah, we'll do it. We'll look at both double A and triple A as well. Might as well. Might as well. So there's nobody to worry about really in the MLB for batting. We do have like the guys that we took in the Rule 5, but they don't really matter too much. But double A wise, Nomo is currently batting at 202. Not the best, but 14 home runs, 38 RBIs. I could definitely readjust the lineups for next episode too. Yokoyama on a 268. Not too bad. Park on a 204. Yang on a 206. Yang is really struggling here. I don't know why I made him the DH down there. I definitely should take him off being the DH. Stanley Oka has been taken out of the lineup. I don't know about that. Oh, I have him against lefties, though. That's fine. All right. What else we got here? Vincent Seo is batting at 287. Wow, Vincent Seo is having a big year. A lot of you guys were kind of not liking how he was playing. His potential dropped when I was editing it, I think. And now he went back up to a B potential again. Yeah, he's having a great year. So shout out to Seo. He might be getting closer to being a AAA guy, but he's already 22, so. Robert Yabu batting at 264. He's been solid. Taguchi on a 276. So a couple guys in the bottom of the order definitely should be higher. Walter Choi at 210 and Philip Nishi at 266. All right. We head over to the left one. Let me just see what Oka's doing. A 272. Stanley Oka off to a solid start. Solid start. Yeah, not too bad for Mr. Oka. We head to AAA. Brian Chu on a 217. Tom Lee on a 256. He's already got 16 home runs, 34 RBIs. Yamazaki on a 215. Could be definitely much better than that. He is in AAA now, though. Sasaki on a 212. Still bringing in some home runs and RBIs. Kevin Sato on a 257. Those other guys don't matter. And now we got to take a look at the pitching. How is the pitching done? Let me take a look at this here. So Stan Nguyen, a 4.26 ERA and a 1.37 WHIP. Not bad, but obviously not great either. David Naw, same type of boat. Looks like they're struggling a little bit more this year, these guys that are moved up to AAA. And then we have Robert Matsuya on 518. Quality starts, though. 8 out of 16 games, so half of them for Nguyen, so that's good. What about David Naw? 3 quality starts only. Yikes. He's having a bit of a tough time. Matsui, 16 games started as well. 5 quality starts. So Matsui and Naw maybe should go back down to double, but I don't really know. Walter Cho has been really good still as a relief pitcher, doing what he should be doing. Yeah, he's been pretty good. And then Philip Chung as a closer has been really solid this year. He's got a better ERA and a better WHIP. and a 1-1 record. He's up to a 68 overall. Yeah, good stuff from Chung for him as a closer. We head to the AA, and I just almost went back to MLB, which I didn't want to see. AA, Kazuhito Hayashi's actually got a winning record. Might be the first guy to have a winning record in AA. He's got a 2.74 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, and 15 games started, 10 quality starts. That's 2 out of every 3 games. So shout out to Hayashi. He's been really good. And then we head to Eric Yamashita. He's also been really solid as a reliever, also winning record. All right. Some positives in AA for sure. Austin Choi has been good too. 3.2 ERA, 2-2 record. Eric Yamamoto has actually been solid too, despite having a losing record. And that is it. All right, then we head to the MLB, the main event. Parker Iwermer, a 1-12 record, a 4.13 ERA, and a 1.38 WHIP, up to an 83 overall. He has started 17 games. He's had 10 quality starts already, which ties how much he had last year. So more than half of his games have been quality starts on a team this bad, which is really great. And his FIP is also improved from last year too. So Parker Iwermer having a really solid second season. And then Walter Jung, all right, 4.64 ERA, 1.43 WHIP. He has not won his first game yet, but he has been okay too, up to a 77. He's started 17 games. He's got 6 quality starts, so not doing as well, obviously, as Iwermer, but not too bad for Walter. Not too bad at all. I'll take it. We head to our relievers. So Leonard Sato in his rookie season has been solid. 3.74 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. He's got more strikeouts than innings pitched, which is awesome. What is his FIP and stuff looking like, out of curiosity? Wow. A 2.96 FIP on a team like this is elite. Elite. So shout out to Leonard Sato. He's been great. He has been great. And we also have Tom Koo, I almost forgot about. 4.46 ERA, 1.44 WHIP. So he's actually doing worse than Sato. But he should be still doing pretty solid, right? Yep, a 3.8 FIP. That's really good too. Really good too. So both those guys have done strong on a bad team. What about the FIP on like Iwermer and stuff, did we say? Iwermer's at a 4.4. Walter Jung's probably like closer to a 5, my guess, right? 4.34 actually. He's been okay. It's just the team around him. Alright, so the pitching has been good. Last few things I want to take a look at to end this episode off is I wanted to get rid of these notifications, of course, because I don't really care about them. But I do want to take a look at the top 100 prospects list again. See if there's been any change. So Chung is still at 3. Nguyen's at 10. Nomo's at 17 still. Yamazaki's at 29. Anybody else on this list, or did they change a bit? Yamamoto is at 64. Yeah, we definitely still need a lot of infielding help. Yokoyama at number 90. So Yokoyama's on the list now because he wasn't before, I'm pretty sure. Nice. And I do want to take a look at, what was the last thing I wanted to take a look at? Oh yeah, the award leaders. I want to see if Iwermer or anybody's up there for potential awards this season, like the Rookie of the Year kind of stuff. Probably not, right? No, unfortunately not. I wanted to see who was up there for those type of things. Hey, Fujinami could win a Gold Glove at least, so that's cool. Is there anybody else here that could win potential awards this season for our team? Doesn't look like it. At some stage, we're going to have a Rookie of the Year, and that's going to be nice, but who knows when that's going to be. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Tokyo Tropic Turtles Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the Year 6 draft, and we'll see what we end up grabbing. Hopefully we can get some more good prospects in, because this team is starting to win some games. Obviously not a lot still, because we're 4-81, but at least we're starting to win games, which means there is hope that once we actually have a full lineup and stuff like that, that we'll actually be able to win like double-digit games and maybe make the playoffs at some stage. So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.